predicting it's going to hit us on the road. Take evasive action. Porter, is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, because, as you said, you've had economist after economist on your show. There's really no doubt at all about what the consequences of what the Federal Reserve is doing to our money will be. The only question is when. And, reasonable people can have differences of opinion about that because, as you know, predictions are difficult, especially about the future. So there isn't any question at all that there's a tornado down the road. The only question is, how hard is it going to hit us? How far is it going to throw us? And what I'm telling people is you want to err on the side of caution. And, I was on 2.5 months ago, and I told everybody at that time, look, food prices are going to go to the moon right now. And as you know, that's exactly what's happened. And that spawned revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt and demonstrations in Iran. And all these things are part and parcel of the same problem. And they're going to get a lot worse. And the folks who think that these problems aren't going to ricochet back into America, they're deceiving themselves. The union demonstrations that are just getting started are only going to be the first wave of this.
Well, I remember what you were on 2.5 months ago or so, and I've been begging to get you back. You're so busy, you haven't been able to. And I know you got family stuff coming up. Your wife's getting ready to have a baby. Was that okay to say?
Absolutely, okay. Yeah. No, we're excited about our second son.
But I've been begging you to come back on the show, and we're so honored because of all the people we've interviewed, you really have laid it out, I'd have to say, the most accurate. We could re-air that interview right now. People would think it was today. You said it's going to cause riots, it's going to cause destabilization, it's going to come here, and it's going to start sooner than these other economists are saying. And I'd say that's the difference with you. They like to hedge their bet and claim 2 years, 3 years. You're saying no, the next 12 months.
Yeah, I was saying in November that food prices would double in the next 6 months. They pretty much already have. I'm saying that gold and silver prices are going to go up by at least 50%. They're well on their way. I'm saying that there is going to be no improvement to the employment problem whatsoever. And I'm saying that there will be at least 2 major state bankruptcies in the next 12 months. All of this is related to the same issue, and the issue is blindingly simple. There were tons and tons and tons of bad loans that were made during the 2000s in the housing industry and also to corporations. Those bad debts have never been written off. They were transferred from people like Bear Stearns and Lehman into the U.S. Treasury. That's all a matter of fact. It's been widely reported. All that bad debt is now being papered over by the Federal Reserve, which admits to creating at least $2 trillion worth of new money to paper over those bad debts. Well, that $2 trillion worth of new money isn't going to disappear. It's causing huge dislocations right now in the market for food and energy. And later, it's going to cause huge dislocations and other monetary instruments like gold and silver and other kinds of debts. And, of course, all of this problem is going to destroy our currency. It's going to make it impossible for the federal government to finance its ongoing debts. And you're seeing that right now at the state level, where state governments are literally going bankrupt.
Well, Porter, going through the numbers, though, going through the details for people, and then what you think they can do to protect themselves, break that down for us.
It's really very, very simple. The first thing that you have to do is you have to figure out how vulnerable you are to a government default. Okay, look, the value of the dollar is going to fall by at least 50% over the next 12, 18 months. There's no doubt about that, okay? So your standard of living is going to collapse unless you're able to either, 1, greatly increase your wages, or 2, greatly increase the value of your assets. So you got to buy things that are going to be resistant to inflation, things like gold, things like silver, things like farmland. Secondly, I'm urging people to build up a strategic stockpile of things like critical medicines, things like food and water. Now, I know this sounds a little crazy. I understand that, and I'm not an alarmist. You can look at all my newsletters. They're all published on my website, stansberryresearch.com. Everything I've ever written for the last 15 years is posted there. I have never made a prediction like this before. I'm not the guy who says the sky is falling. Okay, the sky is falling tomorrow. Okay, the sky is falling next week. Okay, the sky is falling next month. I'm not that person. I'm saying to you, look at the facts. $2 trillion of new money has been created in the last 18 months. There is runaway debt formation at the federal level. There is runaway municipal debt at the state and local level that cannot be financed. We are in the middle of a crisis. People keep asking me, when's the crisis going to start? And I'm telling you, it's here right now. How many banks are going to have to fail before you are going to realize something's wrong with the economy? How many states are going to have to go bankrupt? How high is unemployment going to have to get? How high does the price of gold and silver have to go before you realize, man, it's not safe to hold the dollar? And the reason I tell people about the strategic reserve that I want them to build in their homes is because when the state government employees all walk out on strike, and they will, okay, you're not going to be able to send your kids to school. You may not be able to use the highways. You may not be able to go to the grocery stores. We don't know what the impact of all these things is.
By the way, you said that on the show several months ago and have been writing about it in the last year. Half the schools shut down in Detroit, but it's not just Detroit. Oakland, California, the police chief announced 30-plus crimes, including robbery, that they are not going to respond to now. Sheriff's departments laying off over 60%. I see these reports pouring in right now.
Yeah, again, you don't want to be, you don't want your city or your hometown or your state to be the first place that experiences really bad revolt. But it's going to happen. I mean, there's a Democrat today in Massachusetts who's telling the unions it's time to get a little bit bloody.
Yeah, that's in the Associated Press. He's saying blood is good. Sometimes it's good to get bloody. These are the people blaming conservatives. And in the fetters, when that liberal drug addict shot the Congresswoman Giffords, they're the ones saying our free speech, putting out financial information, is causing violence. They attack Ron Paul and myself on CNN and MSNBC, blaming us for no reason. But meanwhile, the Democrats are running around, and Obama's saying, they bring a knife, we bring a gun. The Democrats are saying, let's get bloody. They're going to turn their little commies loose on us.
Yeah, and let me bring something else up, Alex. I mean, I don't like to draw a lot of attention to the safety issues that I personally have, because it just makes the problem worse. But you wouldn't believe the things that have been mailed to me, sent to me, dropped off at my office, threatening me and my family. People believe that because I'm saying there's a problem, that I am the one causing the problem. That is insane. I did not print the money. I did not make all the bad loans. I did not prevent the banks from filing for bankruptcy, which is what they should have done. I'm just trying to warn people about this problem. And these other guys you're right, they're going to incite violence, and it's going to be a big mess.
Well, we know what the globalists always do. They create the crisis, and they turn loose the unwashed, dumbed-down masses to rape and rob and pillage and engage in thuggery against the middle class. Porter Stansbury's our guest. We'll talk more about what's unfolding now, not coming, starting to unfold.
Becoming a modern smoker is now easier and more cost-effective, thanks to LeSig. Traditional smokers the world over love LeSig. E-cigarettes with a look, feel, and taste of real cigarettes, but without the nasty smoke, ashes, or stains. LeSig is powered by revolutionary microelectronic technology. A small rechargeable battery and unique replaceable cartridge provide all the satisfaction and benefits of smoking without the smoke and all the hazards. See the large variety of LeSig e-cigarette supplies and accessories at LeSig.com. That's LECIG.com. LeSig is competitively priced, comes with the best customer service, a 30-day warranty, and satisfaction guaranteed. What a great gift idea. For a 10% discount, mention GCN when you call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Ask for fast, free same-day shipping. Order online at LeSig.com and use promo code GCN at checkout. That's LECIG.com. LeSig, for today's modern smoker.
Going solar for cheap is as easy as 1, 2, 3. If you want to go solar but thought the setup costs were too high, now you can build your own solar panels for less than $200. Don't laugh. We've sold over 45,000 solar do-it-yourself kits. Watch our introduction video at 123cheapsolarvideo.com. The video is free, but it won't last long. Save money on electric bills and get off the grid. Go to 123cheapsolarvideo.com right now. Our website again is 123cheapsolarvideo.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
Okay, going right back to Porter Stansberry. The website you want to check out is endofamerica3.com. The headline on Drudge is from CNBC. U.S. crude oil crosses the $100 mark. Brent tops 110. So you see where the futures are going. They're going straight up because of dollar devaluation and triggering unrest because people don't have enough food. And I want to get Porter's take specifically on what's happening in the Middle East, now spreading to Europe, Asia, and the United States. But here's the Hill newspaper headline: Democratic lawmaker on labor protest, get a little bloody when necessary. So there they are calling for insurrection because these people are working for the globalists, they're working for Obama. And then they tell us that we're the violent ones, and Porter Stansberry is getting threats. I get threats constantly because the establishment wants to continue to position themselves to make record profits for the big banks, siphoning the money off for themselves while keeping everybody else in the dark. Correct, Porter?
You're absolutely right about that, Alex. There are two ways to handle an excess of debt in your economy. When you can no longer afford your debts, you got two choices. You can declare bankruptcy and make your creditors take a haircut, right? That would have involved shutting down the banks and having the people who were depositors in those banks take big losses. Or you can do the dishonest thing, which is to print up a bunch of money and allow and manipulate interest rates to allow, in effect, banks to be the recipients of huge amounts of new inflation, which is exactly what they have done. And the result is that poor people from around the world can't afford food anymore because, Alex, as you understand, food everywhere in the world is priced in dollars, and so is oil. And those are the two things that people need the most, the fastest. They need food and they need energy.
And in third world countries, as you know, on average, more than half of their paycheck is spent on food and energy.
That's right. So the first thing that happens when you have a huge inflation is food and energy prices go bananas, and then you get the resulting unrest. And all that stuff will lead to other prices soaring as well. Because as these emerging markets fall apart, all the stuff that we're used to importing cheaply is going to go way up in price.
And it destroys confidence for investment.
Absolutely. And of course, now you're going to see the Fed you'll see Bernanke say, "Oh, I had nothing to do with this. This isn't my fault. These are internal political problems for these other countries." It's all a bunch of garbage. The reason why all this stuff is happening is because of food and energy prices. And I have to tell you, Alex, most people think, "Oh, this will be the end of it." This is just the beginning. The Fed cannot stop printing money because there is no other way to finance our debts. People don't understand.